Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. Kind of on the back of a bit of a market recovery. Markets wandering back up. Bitcoin is up about 8% in the last 24 hours or so. And yeah, Ethereum is up like a little over 11% or more, I think, today. And we're seeing similar up move, bit of a recovery, bit of a bounce. A little bit of relief rally across major markets, big and small. Is this a nice little turnaround? Of course, supposedly the Evergrande, yes, that big property market financial crisis brewing in China. Supposedly, well, investor sentiment is ticking up today. Chinese central bank stepping in to patch some holes, and yesterday's Fed meeting mostly went off without a hitch. Pretty much everything what markets expected. So we seem to be turning over a bit of a new leaf today, but still the long-term trend seems to be solidifying. This, I think, is a critical moment. I do feel the trend is indeed going a certain direction. That we have, well, at least one of our analysts to discuss it this afternoon. Alex isn't with us today. Shout out to Alex if you're listening. I think he is on a plane right now, so he is traveling. We do have Jason, one of the lead analysts.
How's it going, everybody?
Yep. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing well.
How your position?
I'm just in one position right now that's kind of getting destroyed. Sol is still in it, but it hasn't closed above the baseline, so I have no reason to exit. I'm trading the daily, so it's a lot more. You just got to be patient with your positions. Can't let lower time frame movements spook you out. Bitcoin just seems to be going slowly, steadily up here. At a point that wanes out, I'm not sure. I think it's interesting to look at Bitcoin dominance. Yesterday fell quite a bit while Bitcoin actually pressed up. I'm gonna have to go find out why or where that was coming, like why that was bleeding out. And then a very interesting close on the Dixie yesterday, but getting sold into right away. So still kind of sitting in the same positions that we were. I mean, we just don't know what's going to happen. We need more time. Still under all baselines though, so the sentiment is still bearish.
Indeed. Yeah, Bitcoin currently at 44.1. Ethereum's currently at $3,124. Not bad. Not bad. I feel like Bitcoin might very well wander up to somewhere around the baseline. Probably comes in around 47K. Or is this the worst of the shakeout? I really don't know. Back in my mind, I think of Mr. Ether, who, you know, kind of called the 41, 42K price zone kind of the make it or break it spot. So, all eyes, I guess, on the chart. Which way this market breaks next. Speaking of Mr. Ether, you guys know we still have that that $50 giveaway challenge. Yes, it's a very generous $50 coming from everybody's favorite Mr. Ether. He's going to be giving $50 to the best request of the week. So, guys, keep those requests in the live chat coming. What do you use? What's up?
There was one yesterday that was a regular stock that looked really good, and I mentioned that I think that's in the running. I forget what it was, though.
Oh, the one that came across the requests?
Yeah. We can go back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can check yesterday's timestamps and quickly review that. I think it was Royal Gold or something. I'll go back, guys.
Maybe something to do with Smile. Hello.
Oh, Smiles Direct Club. Yes, SDC. We did Smiles Direct Club. We also did Royal Gold, Royal something or another. I think. I'll check. Yeah, I think it was Roy G. Roy G, I think, was the ticker. But, guys, I'll check the timestamps and be sure to drop your requests, and I'll add them to the line as well. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We do have an hour plus of content ready and waiting to get into today. Of course, Alex, as I already mentioned, isn't with us today. Yeah, so I guess it's going to be Jason and I. We'll see how long it takes to get through today's episode. Let's get into this first piece. It comes from Cointelegraph, guys, getting right into the news today. Titled, Fed Still Undecided About the Digital Dollar, says Chair Jerome Powell. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says there's no pressure to rush any central bank digital currency development plans. Supposedly the Federal Reserve still evaluating the prospects of introducing a central bank digital currency for the country, but says it has not yet decided on the matter. Speaking at a news conference yesterday, Powell stated that the Federal Reserve was studying the merits of creating a digital dollar and has plans to issue a paper on the matter. Quote, we're working proactively to issue a CBDC, and if so, in what form? Powell stated, fielding questions at the conference, also adding, we think it's our obligation to do the work both on the public policy and the technology side to form a basis for making an informed decision. The ultimate test will be when we apply and assessing a central bank digital currency and other digital innovations. And is there a clear and tangible benefit that outweighs any costs and risks? So still marinating, still in the back burner. Why do I feel like this is one of those things that just gets sprung on us very, very quickly? It's always we're working on it till suddenly it's coming. I feel we had something similar with our digital IDs up here where I am. Seemed like just only a couple months ago they were saying, hey guys, we're phasing out the IDs for favor of new digital IDs, and here we are today. The government announced that whole thing's rolling out in the next couple months. So it seems like one week the government's going to be talking about a digital currency. The next week we'll be here that they have a prototype in some facility somewhere ready to unleash. All right, well, there is Jerome Powell's comments on the CBDC. Let's get into a few more pieces. All right, Sandbox. This one comes from their official Medium post. Sandbox partners with Snoop Dogg to bring legendary rapper into the metaverse. I was just toying with what's it called? Decentraland the other day. I mentioned this on the stream.
Yeah.
Sandbox is like the other big one. I gotta get in on Sandbox, I think, as well. The Doge Father, or is it Dog Father, depending how you read this one. The Doge Father is recreating his mansion in the virtual gaming world and having a land sale that'll start on September 30th. It's dropping like it's hot. The news that Sandbox is excited to announce a partnership with its legendary rapper, actor, songwriter, entertainer Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg setting up his mansion and NFT collection in the metaverse where he'll perform live concerts, interact with players. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let me. Sorry about that noise, guys. We'll very briefly preview this video here. See what this metaverse actually looks like. All right. Well, it looks very. Well, it looks better than Decentraland, but it looks very. What's that game called? Roblox? No, the other one. The one where the kids love to play and they walk around with pickaxes. Minecraft. That's right, Minecraft. Man, what's going on today? My OBS is acting up. It's not logging this properly. Alright, enough of that. Indeed, the metaverse, and here comes Snoop Dogg to it. More things popping up on the metaverse. Anybody here owning land in the Sandbox? Like I said, I just started toying with Decentraland, and I know Sandbox is the other big player in this space. I gotta spend a little more time in the metaverse. Maybe pick up a few more skills, but I guess shout out to Snoop Dogg, shameless promoter in every space he seems to get into. There
was a meme about him that I loved. It was like Snoop Dogg's like acting like he's completed the game and just doing side quests.
Oh yeah,
like
that
he's
meme.
Already won the game. Like it was pretty funny.
I know which one you're talking about. That one's really funny. It's true. Everything from baking cookies with Martha Stewart to, I don't know. This is a guy who gets around. Let's get into this next piece coming from Crypto Briefing, titled Binance Plays a Role in U.S. Sanctions Against Russian Crypto Exchange. Probably a little more development on the back of the story we just covered the other day. Binance has revealed its collaboration with law enforcement agencies on an investigation against SUEX. SUEX is a Russian crypto exchange that has been sanctioned by U.S. authorities for laundering assets connected with ransomware attacks. SUEX illicit activities appeared on Binance's radar after an in-house investigation on internal safeguards. Leading crypto exchange Binance has aided the OFAC's investigation into the Russian crypto exchange SUEX. One of the top global crypto exchanges, Binance revealed its collaboration with law enforcement officials on sanctions taking against SUEX, a Russian crypto exchange, allegedly money laundering for cybercriminals. And Wednesday, the U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control announced a set of actions to be taken against the addresses belonging to SUEX, a Russian exchange found laundering assets connected with ransomware attacks. And in the blog post, Binance detailed its collaboration with law enforcement agencies. Speaking on the matter, Binance wrote, based on the comprehensive audit by our investigation team, several accounts related to the addresses mentioned in the OAFC announcement were identified earlier this year and had appropriate action taken against them. Ransomware attacks, of course, are becoming a major concern for government authorities and institutions worldwide, costing them tons of money, and now, of course, one big clampdown. But I guess today's a little surprising news is that Binance was somehow involved, even tangentially, with this whole UX sanction matter, right? Binance, of course, the one that itself seemingly feeling the squeeze of authorities and regulators around the world. Here is one case where, well, they were more than willing to help cooperate with authorities in this whole matter. Well, there you go. Guess you know who to, if you're wondering, is Binance ever going to give you back your money? If you're one of those unlucky people like me. Unlikely. In fact, they're more than likely sell you down the river to U.S. authorities, if you guys were ever wondering. Yes. When are the Buck Finance shirts coming? We need Buck Finance shirts ASAP. In fact, now that they robbed me of some of my Ethereum, I'm definitely going to wear that shirt proudly. Here's Cointelegraph mentioning Netflix. Netflix is set to release a documentary about the Quadriga CX CEO's mysterious life and death. You guys remember the Quadriga CEX debacle? This is, of course, kind of close to my heart because this is a Canadian exchange. This is a Canadian exchange that I was registered on. Thankfully, I didn't keep any funds on it. Many claimed Gerald Cotton had faked his death and absconded with millions in crypto, even briefly demanding his body be exhumed. Yes, it's quite a case. The online streaming platform and production company Netflix will be producing a film on the deceased crypto exchange Quadriga CX founder Gerald Cotton. In a September 23rd tweet from Netflix, the platform announced a movie titled Trust No One, The Hunt for the Crypto King. Wow, what a dramatic title. Jason, you know, you think Netflix, when they do your biopic, will they have a Crypto King or something that flattering in your title?
Probably not.
Crypto Cowboy?
Oh, you say something about from the slums or something.
From the slums of Iowa to the
from the cornfields of Iowa.
There you go. The story, which follows a group of investors turned sleuths, will focus on the events surrounding the death of Cotton, who reportedly died while doing volunteer work at an orphanage in India. Yeah, fat chance. While leaving Quadriga CX users out of pocket for roughly $190 million in crypto. Details are sparse regarding the casting or direction of this documentary, but the trailer hints at plastic surgery, avoiding authorities on yachts, and more. Netflix has become well known around the world for producing documentaries revealing disturbing accounts of controversial figures, including Michael Jackson and singer R. Kelly. Cotton died back in December of 2018, reportedly due to complications from Crohn's disease. At the time, he was the only person to have access to millions of dollars in crypto. From over 100,000 users on the Quadriga CX platform. This led many in the crypto space to initially suspect Cotton had faked his death and absconded with the funds, but there has never been any evidence to suggest this to be the case. A later investigation revealed Panama-based payment processor Crypto Capital may have had control of many of the funds. Following Cotton's death, Quadriga CX trustee Ernest & Young began selling other assets from the founder's estate, raising roughly $30 million as of November. However, the firm said it had received 17,000 claims from their users, totaling more than $170 million. So they were able to raise maybe $30 million. Not everyone's going to be made whole. Crypto space has its share of controversies, charismatic, blah, 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 blah. Indeed. John McAfee, that's another dead dude that might get his dead dude that gets his own documentary in due time. How about that? All right. Well, I will certainly keep my eye out for this Netflix documentary. I'm not sure if it's already live, but if and when it goes live, this might be something worth watching in the server with the community. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Wondering what kind of conclusions they'll draw at the end. Something mysterious. All right. Speaking of Canada and all the going-ons over here. This piece comes from the Block Crypto, talking about Canadian securities regulators are releasing crypto exchange guidance on advertising and social media. Something similar might be coming to a regulatory jurisdiction near you. The Canadian Securities Administrators, an umbrella group of securities regulators in the country, alongside a self-regulatory organization for the investment industry, has released a new guidance for crypto exchanges on the use of social media as well as advertising and marketing. Published Thursday, the document, released in conjunction with the CSA, the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, quote, provides guidance for crypto trading regulations and how requirements under securities legislation and these rules here related to advertising, marketing, blah, blah, blah. All right, what's the guidance actually? Let's get into it. Cautions against certain formats and takes particular aim at so-called gambling-style promotions. Quote, we're concerned that some of these strategies may inappropriately encourage investors to engage in excessively risky trading, taking on risks that they would normally avoid. We wish to remind all of these centralized platforms that registered dealers have an important role as gatekeepers of the integrity of the capital market. They should not, by act or omission, engage in facilitating of conducting anything that brings the market into disrepute. All right, so very loose statement, although maybe I have to check the details on this particular document. Yeah, here we go. I'm guessing there might be a little bit more, but you know, this governs advertising, and go figure, there's probably a lot of shameless advertising in the space, offering indeed some very delectable incentives for some users. Kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the Bybit competitions and some of the other incentives to get you to deposit, you know, deposit bonuses. But I mean, you know, go tell this to Robinhood, go tell this to Webull, and all these other platforms just dying to get you in there, offering all these bonuses. You know, most retail users lose their shirts on this one. So guys, always be careful out there, and a little something to think about. You know, advertising and marketing is the lifeblood of this, and here's the industry, you know, trying every which way to quote unquote encourage responsible investment practices, that sort of thing. You know, I don't know if this demonstrates how, you know, ineffective, how toothless most of these regulators are. This is really all they can offer. You know, and most of these platforms, these crypto platforms that they're warning us about, well, they're pretty much international operations that these authorities have little reach into. All right, enough about Canada and regulation. Here's a piece concerning SEC Chairman Jay Clayton, and he says crypto's here to stay. Let's take a look here. During a September 23rd appearance on CNBC Squawk Box, Jay Clayton, the former boss of the US SEC, made a upbeat prediction about the future of the crypto industry, stating, quote, "I personally believe that this technology is here to stay." As Wall Street's top cop, Clayton attracted criticism for failing to approve a Bitcoin ETF and bringing a lawsuit against the Ripple. Yes, they did bring a lawsuit against Ripple Inc. Despite being criticized for his hostility toward the industry, he now sits on an advisory panel of crypto fund One River Digital and digital asset custody provider Fireblock. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so really it was only, let's see here. In this interview, the renowned, hold on, this is somebody else. All right, well, not much more. Really, there's just this one statement here being highlighted. He believes the technology is here to stay. Well, that's one boomer who is finally getting a grip with reality. Indeed, crypto is here to stay. Too bad he's not in the top spot anymore. Let's see here. This report talks about blacklisted SUEX addresses, or if you're wondering how much volume some of these Russian OTC guys at SUEX managed to handle. Well, apparently received over 900 million in crypto assets. Blockchain analysis suggests, according to the Treasury Department, over 40% of the platform's transaction involved criminal actors. So hundreds of millions of dollars here. Let's have a look. One or two more stories, guys. Getting into the next segment. Crypto exchange FTX signing a sponsorship deal with the F1 team Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Yes, any Formula One fans in here? Another day, another kind of sports tie-up. In this case, FTX announcing Thursday it's signing a deal for a long-term sponsorship with Formula One racing team Mercedes-AMG Petronas. The length of the deal hasn't been disclosed, but FTX says it will span multiple race seasons, with the FTX logo being featured prominently on both the cars and the drivers. Part of the FTX branding will be unveiled during the upcoming Russian Grand Prix on September 26th. That's this week, said the exchange. The FTX logo will also be featured on Mercedes-Benz trucks in the garage, the hospitality and communication facilities. FTX has also been given access to team members, drivers Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Further expand the reach of the brand. Wow, even get some of the top drivers from the Mercedes team to become kind of brand ambassadors from the sounds of it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Another day, another conquest in the sports domain by FTX. Brand awareness, guys. Brand and industry awareness is super vital. It's super good to see these guys doing their thing. And one last item I will mention, you guys might have heard about this. The Bitcoin.org hacker bagged $17,000 via the giveaway scam. Apparently, hackers exploited Bitcoin.org, right, which is, of course, the official portal for the Bitcoin Foundation or whatever. Well, apparently, I think they hijacked the DNS or something, and they redirected the site to a fake website. Running a crypto giveaway scam. A pop-up would tell users to send Bitcoin to a QR code address with the promise of receiving double the amount in return. Doubling scams are, of course, a classic. They're a common occurrence in the crypto space. High-profile websites and personalities often get exploited to conduct such scams. Well, in this case, about $17,000 worth of Bitcoin was jacked before, I guess, this website problem was corrected. Just a little reminder, guys, you know, security is everything. It's something we practice and preach here every day on the show, in the community. Just a little reminder, always avoid these. If there's a too good to be true type offer on the table, quick way to double your Bitcoin, almost always a scam. Same goes pretty much with any other giveaway or double your crypto scams, right, guys? But you are all seasoned vets of this game. You probably don't even need this reminder. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and hop into the next segment, guys. There was your look at the news. Let's get into the bubbles. What's going on in the bubble space? What the hell is Eno? Is this a new coin? Has anybody heard of Eno before? BINGO coin. INO. Eno's up 80% today. Some new coins showing up on bubbles and making a big splash. What else do we have? Big day for, well, big recovery day, of course. The last couple of days has been ugly. And here are the alts. And Jason kind of hinted at this. Bitcoin dominance kind of slipped in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Would make me expect
yesterday was quite the sell-off on it. I mean, but on lower time frames, we're getting some good volatility coming into Bitcoin right now. So
yeah, when he says Bitcoin dominance slipped, I figured there might be a very sharp recovery day for the alt space, and indeed, that's kind of what we're seeing today. It's a sea of green out here, guys. Double-digit gainers seemingly everywhere in the alt space, but notably, Cello's up 21%, Luna's up 23%, Tezos is up 23%. Near Protocol up a little over 20%, AVAX up 13%, Algo up a little over 10%, EGLE and One Harmony Chain both up a little over 15%, Rune, AMP, HBAR, and quite a few more are up double-digit 10% or more, and a smattering of other alts up single digits today. Nary a loser in between them. Let's see here, CTC, whatever that is down a couple points, BSV is down a couple points, otherwise it's green, white greenish today in the alt space. Nice little recovery, or at the very least an opportunity to short what calamity might come next. We're going to get into the prognosis with Dr. Bauman in just a minute. Go ahead and get into the bubbles though. Let's see what's going on in the alt space. Here we go. It's getting into the chat now. Expanding out the chat window. Maybe just go over to the playlist, hit next. Alright, we're good. Who's in the live chat? Daniel. Daniel on YouTube, first in the chat this afternoon. Big shout out to Daniel. Rhino TD on DLive. Evening all. Big shout outs to Rhino TD. Rolo Maximus. Hey, hey, people. Franklin MC, good morning. A very good morning to you. B Freeze 7 is with us on DLive. Crypto Jenny is here as well. Big shout outs to you. Any word is with us on DLive, asking, are we still running away? Nope, not running anywhere. Or are you talking about the markets? Well, at the moment, shouldn't be running away on anybody. Tog TV. Tog TV is with us on YouTube. Big shout outs to you. Polly B, as always, with us in the live chat. ETH1 is here as well. Let's see here. ETH1 says, I want to hear what Jason thinks about the next move on SHIB. Well, hang tight, ETH1. We'll get into SHIB in just a few minutes. Jordan Stotts is with us on YouTube. Hey, friends. Well, shout-outs to you, Jordan. David Rice on DLive. Mr. Ether says Minecraft. Yes. Yes, Minecraft was the one I'm thinking of. B-Flow, he Epsteined. Who Epsteined? Ah, yes, I know who Epsteined. I probably even shouldn't be using the E word on YouTube. That usually gets you banned. Let's see here. Or at least shadow banned, I should say. Censored. Yes, maybe he indeed ended up like everybody's favorite jet set. Polly B on DLive already mentioned. Mr. Ether, there is a BitDAO token airdrop promo on Bybit. Yes, the BitDAO token. BitDAO is, I think, Bybit's like DAO. Bybit profits are going to get poured into it, and I think it's an interesting opportunity. I haven't done too much digging, but guys, check it out. Mr. Ether is indeed pointing out BitDAO to us all. Do your research and check out the offer. Maybe you qualify for some BitDAO airdropping thanks to your Bybit activity. Rhino TD says, good to know. Indeed, Profit Bear is with us as well. Big shouts to Profit Bear. And man, what is going on today? I've never had this issue before. Why is it not? Oh, sorry guys, bear with me 1 second. Never seen my OBS and my Discord do this before. Odd one, but nonetheless. Let's read the last comment. Jag077 on DLive. Like you to take a look at SLP. Well, sure. SLP returns to the request line this Thursday I will certainly add it to the list. But that's it. Your comments, guys, are all in the bag. Not too many today. What's going on? Everybody quiet today? Everybody taking a breather? I don't know what it is. I'm feeling a little tired myself today. Was it the full moon? Was it this week's full moon? Is it really taking a toll on the markets and everybody's energy levels? I don't know. I don't know. But with that said, there is your look at the live chat. Thank you guys for that. Let's see here. Any word says DERO is up big in the last 24 hours. Well, I'll add DERO to the request line as well. Jason will take a peep at that one. With that said, Jason, I think it's time to go live. What do you say?
Yep. Do it.
Clear that screen, and we're going to get right into it.
Not going to be really too much to go over today. Of course, I'm not Alex. I'm not going to do that full market overview that he does because simply it's just not stuff that I look at. I trade crypto, and I usually stick to that.
Yep, that's no problem, man. You do you. You do your scan. You give us your thoughts. You take us through your watch list. You do you. No worries.
Looking at Bitcoin here on the daily, we are getting some buying pressure up here. WADA finally starting to flip over, but we're still below all baselines. There's no reason to be bullish right here. We are coming right up on this resistance. If you look in the past when we have, sorry, I opened them. Coming right up on this resistance here. If you look in the past, there have been other times where we've driven up. I mean, this is an example right here where you can see that we did kind of get that buyback, but then we slowly just petered out. We don't really know what's coming here. I mean, we are getting some continuations on lower time frames. The 4 hour looks like it's coming up to resistance, but also giving a continuation. Nothing to do yet. There's still about 2.5 hours left in that candle. But there's just nothing quite to do here. Interesting day on the dollar yesterday. Very, very good close, but it closed right under this resistance. And then we got quite the sell-off here today. I'm going to be curious to see how this closes. This explains to me a lot why we're getting this buyback across the markets. If this were to be going up, I don't think we'd be experiencing that sea of green that we're seeing in the alt space. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we come up here to maybe like that 45.5 range with this, but I'll be watching the current levels of where it just tapped because it did just come up and tap resistance. So we'll just have to see. We could just keep getting that buyback. Looking at Bitcoin dominance yesterday, dominance dropped off quite a bit here. Came down, tested possibly getting an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. This would be just a swing failure. But again, nothing to do. Interesting as it is, but there's just nothing that we can quite pull the trigger on yet. Ethereum, check. Most every chart looks exactly like this, guys, and we're coming right up on old historical. Coming up on that historical resistance that we have had in the past. We'll just have to see if we can make it through it. And if we make it through it, then, I mean, we'll get the long signal and we'll go long. But as it's looking now, it's just giving us a take profit short signal. If you were in it, which Alex, I do believe is still in his short from here, he will likely exit that position today. So I usually just go through all of the perps myself, just to kind of get an idea of how the market's going. And to be honest with you, as I scroll through these, they all look exactly the same. Mid perp, ship perp, exchange perp, dragon perp, DeFi perp, everything looks exactly the same to me right now. So there's just nothing to do. I mean, it's fun to speculate and stuff like that, but I don't think that betting that it's going to blow through the top is the right move. Usually it's better to be a little bit more conservative. We are under some past resistances here. So just give it the week. Maybe you might need a couple weeks here. We might just languish sideways for a while. Bitcoin could just come here and just dribble around, maybe get that to the upside, or we could sell off down to where we're thinking. I mean, I'm targeting at least that 35 range if we sell off, but as of now, there's nothing to do. I am currently hedged at around 46.1. I'll probably let that go at 46 if we hit that, just because I'm not going to let it get underwater for no reason. But we'll see if that time comes. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just let it sit. But we can take a look at that real quick. Let's look at BTC. Change the baseline here. I use the CME as my hedging strategy because it keeps the weekend data out and tends to smooth it out a little bit. Okay, baseline. Come on. Yeah, so that would put us currently with the baseline sitting at about 50,000. If we get up there, I think that we might have another leg up at that point. We'll just have to see. But let's take a look at gold real quick. Gold looking weak, very droopy. This is not looking good for gold. No active signal I can take here, but this does not look good for gold. Just hanging out on a ledge here. Silver getting a little bit of a buyback, but still well under resistance and getting sold into now. WADA doesn't like it at all. Nothing to do there, but silver looks weak as well. Not surprisingly, with the action that we're getting in the markets, the Dow Jones having a nice day up. I have a feeling that this is going to be a big gap close day. All these gaps getting closed. I mean, if we do get, the thing is, if we do get another day of this, if the momentum can keep up and we do get another buying session tomorrow that really takes us to another level, then we might have to forget about the thesis of 35 for now and take the next signal to the upside. Things are just right in the middle. I think we're sitting right in a very interesting spot. Bitcoin on lower time frames does seem to be pushing up on the hourly. Quite the hourly candle here, but it's coming right up to, looks like it wicked off of our 200 EMA. Of course, that's on the hourly, so I don't really take very much credence in that. 4 hour, again, a close like this with a continuation is likely to get that continuation, but I would also be careful about this closing this way and then getting that sell off down to around here. But these are lower time frame plays. We still have quite a bit of time before this closes to see. So keep an eye on the 4 hour when it closes at 3 o'clock or 3 o'clock my time. But I do feel a little bit better, especially if we start to see weakness. I like that the gaps have closed on a lot of these markets. They don't necessarily have to, but I'll be interested to see if the resistance of these levels holds on them. And then, of course, the Dixie getting sold into like crazy. Great close on the 24 hour, right under resistance, but then we just immediately got hammered on the hourly. You are getting a, well, it's curling back over here. So we might actually get some more upside on Bitcoin here if the Dixie decides to really sell off here. But other than that, guys, I mean, the markets are just kind of what they are today. There's nothing really sticking out that's crazy impressive to me. We are getting that buyback on Bitcoin that we've been talking about anyways. Like, it's pretty common that when we get a large sell-off as we did down to 39, that we're going to get some retracement back to the upside. So not surprising. If we do get follow through on that, I will be a little bit shocked. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, I'll know that pretty quick. So that's one of the good things about trading the daily. And I do have a good space on that hedge to where I can get out and a little bit of profit. Sucks that I couldn't milk that for the 39, right? But that's the hedging strategy. But other than that, I think that we can probably get into chart requests because, I mean, most things are the same unless you're like, I did see one today going through a scan, which gives me hope just in the sense that I hope that other charts begin to mimic it, but that might be a long shot. If you look at PPP today, PPT, this is kind of the price action I'm expecting, to be honest with you, from most things. But I'm not sure with what happened with this. This could be some kind of rug pull or something on PPT. I'm just not sure. But this is kind of what I've been imagining for Bitcoin and the rest of the market, getting that big sell-off, and then we'll have to wait for a reaction. But not seeing that as of now. As of now, we are still just creeping along, creeping back up.
Alright guys, well, I have a few of the requests already logged. Jason wants to get into requests. We're going to get into requests, so let's do it. Let me just check the chat here. Mr. Ether mentioned earlier Jason's screen keeps going gray. What's going on there? I think I fixed that. It wasn't Jason's end. It was something with mine. Normally I can, like, you know, I'm doing a lot of things on the computer while streaming all this, right? Normally I can navigate away from Jason's, or from my Discord screen, I should say. And Discord keeps running in the background. But today, for some reason, when I navigate away from the Discord screen, I focus another screen in Windows. Like, it's OBS stops logging my Discord. It's very weird. It's a bit of a technical hiccup I'm hoping I can get to the bottom of. But yes, Mr. Ether, that is that. Alright, I have a bunch of requests already here, including this new one from Profit Bear. Alright, Profit Bear, I'm going to log your request, and I'm also going to go over here and introduce, well, the first request of the day. We have the following. Let's put it up on screen.
Looking at SHIB. SHIB, there's not very much data on. We are getting some nice levels here to keep an eye on. Historically, these seem to be the levels that we need to break. Not very much historical data, so take that with a grain of salt. You are beginning to curl up here. Nothing that you can do with it quite yet. With where the where our oscillators are, you're likely to get this signal probably tomorrow, but WADA is gaining some momentum here, and if we get that buyback on across the market, there is a possibility that we get this signal on SHIB. And with this, I bet it's going to be volatile when it does bring back up. But as for now, you can't really do anything with it. If we had more data, I could, if this was like a bottom of a historical from years ago as well, then I could give you a little bit more confidence in that this is likely a bottom for SHIB to go back up. But as of now, there's nothing that we can do with it. Keep an eye on it tomorrow. You are still under a lot of resistance here, curling up, but nothing to do.
All right, well, that was a look at SHIB. Big shout outs to ETH1, who wrote, I wish to hear what Jason thinks about SHIB. Next move will be, thank you. All right, well, there was Jason's thoughts on SHIB's next move. What do we have next? We have SLP for Jag077 of the DLive chat. Will you take a look? SLP? No, I think SLP is Smooth Love Potion, right? Which is an Ethereum-based token. Top trading pair is on Binance.
Just nothing to do here. You're getting a buyback with the rest of the market here. Nice reaction off the bottom. Not a lot of data, but you're coming right back up to this historical resistance point. I don't like this at all. I think that this is going to likely get sold into. You haven't broken any trends, just nothing to do with it. Doesn't look the best. But again, over these next few days, keep an eye on stuff, because if we do get more buying pressure, we're likely to get some signals. Check out DERO. I bet it's having a day, isn't it? DERO looks great for a continuation today. You'll need to close above this level. If it closed as is, then this is going to be a great continuation signal. But again, it hasn't quite gotten a higher high yet. But, and is this completely? Let me see. Okay. I mean, the weekly looks beautiful, and we got a continuation here. If this closes as is, DERO might be one that we should get the group in. This looks great. I mean, there's nothing bad about this chart right now. Continuation, you got water, rising explosion level, time transformation crossing back over. This is one to keep an eye on. I'll keep this on the list. Wish I had a KuCoin account at that point. But DERO looks great. DERO might be the play of the week. DERO just go up.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into the next one, guys. Hopefully that screen doesn't keep freezing. I'm trying to Google what the hell suddenly would have caused this issue to be occurring. Very, very challenging here. Very difficult to have the screen turn off like this. Whatever. This is a technical thing for me to figure out. With that said, let's go ahead and shout out the next request. It's Jag077. Yeah, the screen keeps going gray, guys. I keep trying. Yes, Jag077 says, if you have time, please look at AXS.
Axie. You're coming right up on resistance here. Nothing to do as of yet. If you are in a short, you're probably hammered at this point. Nothing quite to do yet. The buyback's happening pretty quickly. Enough so that my oscillators can't catch up, and you're likely to get a sideways candle tomorrow that's going to give you that long signal. And with that, you won't really know until tomorrow if that's going to be good to take. But as for now, you need to be patient with it. If you're short in it, like I said, you're likely already hammered. So you might get a little bit of a reprieve to the downside. It just depends on what happens with the rest of the week. I wouldn't be looking to take any of these things under resistance. We need to let them prove themselves, because that's exactly how you get caught. Like, just thinking the market's gonna go up, we got to long it. Like, that's just not how it works. But nothing to do with Axie. Keep an eye on it for tomorrow. Have a trend break right there. So we could have a trend break here. You're just gonna have to wait till you get that signal. But this is why we have the signals that we have, because it keeps us out of this. Like, historically, like, if you just take these signals, you're gonna get hammered. That's why we have so many different criteria to take the signal, and this is keeping me out of this. Which, like, you just can't care. Like, if you miss a movement, it wasn't your trade. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Like, you're gonna end up washing yourself out.
All right. Well, the shout outs to our boy Jag077 for looking at Axie. Let's get into the next request. It's a 3-pack for Crypto Jenny. Jenny wants to look at LCID. What is LCID? Is this a traditional? Let's go look.
It's gotta be in there.
Yes, Lucid Group, which is what I thought LCID stood for. Lucid Group is the ticker symbol LCID on the NASDAQ.
You did get a nice break of trend here, but getting a take profit long signal on Minx here, which I would probably obey because you're likely to get a test of that break of trend to the downside, which I think would bring you back down to around here. So I would, like, if you're going to be targeting this, this was a great signal. Everything that you want out of it, above the baseline, rising explosion level, WADA's there. And you definitely would have already hit some TPs. Actually, you would have cruised through all 3 TPs. This would have been a great trade. But I would wait on this with that take profit long signal to maybe catch it down around here. And then if it breaks this low, then you can pretty much well know to get out of it. But I wouldn't be in this right now, no. And the second one was EGLE.
Yes, EGLE, Eagle bulk shipping. All right.
This looks pretty terrible to me. It just looks like a swing failure. You're coming back up to retest the baseline. Not surprising. This looks terrible. If anything, I think this short signal is likely to be good, and you should be looking to fade any kind of price action to the upside. And it's kind of how I feel about the whole market, but I don't want to say that and have people go out there and short, and then we do get that buying pressure to the upside, because anything is possible. Just because you can chart doesn't mean that you know what's going to happen, and things can look goofy. But as for this technical analysis of this looks terrible. Gap down here. I mean, if you're a gap player, you could look to fill that gap, but that's just not what I do. You came down here and tested. You could get that gap fill. But this looks terrible on the daily. And the last one was AMT.
Yes, sir. AMTX.
Now this is a good chart. Getting a continuation. Let's see where our levels would be. Getting a continuation on the daily. This is one of those ones that I will not take unless it closes above this close. So you're looking for a close above, let's see, 1476. A close above 1476, and I think that this is game on. Even if it does end up being a swing failure, I think that there's enough room in this to get you to your TPs, which right here, your first take profit would be at 1585 if it closed as is. But yeah, it looks good for continuation. If I would, like I said, you want that close. If it closed as is at 1483, then you're good to take it.
All right. Well, there is your look at Lucid Eagle and AMTX. Shout out to Crypto Jenny. Managed to knock out all 3 of them. Let's see here. Getting close to the top of the hour. I guess I'm going to go prepare that DLive distribution. Just a minute or so. So get ready, DLivians. Today's chest might come a little early. Let's call it in the next 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's go take a look. Man, this is super annoying, guys. I cannot figure out for the life of me why this is suddenly having this behavior. Indeed, the screen goes gray when I navigate a little too far away from my Discord. Very, very strange. I'm going to figure it out, though. What do we have? Poly B requesting ALBT.
ALBT looks like everything else in the market right now, man. You're coming right up on resistance. I don't think that this is a very good chart at all. I think that with the rest of it, this is likely to be a swing failure. I mean, I've been looking at all these charts, and I'm like, could we really get that buying pressure to the upside and a break of all of these different market? Like, that would just be wild. Like, where would all that money come from? There would have to be some large catalyst to get all of these markets to break their all-time highs. I mean, most of them are, but if that happens, great. Like, we'll have lost out on one trade, the Sol trade, but that's just part of the game. That's why I'm not in very many positions right now, because the market's kind of been back and forth, really not deciding where it is, staying within that median range. And we're literally right at the median range of most of these with these buybacks that we're getting. So just be patient with it. This does not, I would not be in this. Again, I would be looking to short, pressure to the upside. We are getting time transformation and other oscillators to start giving those take profit short signals. So if you're in the short on this, you might want to cut your losses or be patient. Like I said, these things are still under their baselines, and for my systems, I do not drop my positions unless it closes above the 13 EMA, and we're just not getting that on anything yet. As you can see, Bitcoin's just not there. Just nothing's quite there yet, except for those few that we've looked at that were giving good continuations. But most of the market looks just like this. Okay, up next we got Crow.
Yes, sir. Let's get into the next request. I just thought the lemon chest guy is going to deploy that in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let's go read the following request. Can I request Crow and ICP? I know all charts are similar, so I get it that there's nothing really to do, but I want to accumulate more. What is a fair price to jump in? All right, so where would you grab 0 on this next move?
Sorry, I actually inverted that. Well, looking at this, it's very rare that we get just one sell-off to the downside and then just pop off and go. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely seen it before, but it definitely looks like... let's see. This could be one of those ones where we get a pop-up and then it comes up to here to finish the swing failure. But as of now, nothing to do here. I would likely think that you're going to get, if we get the sell-off that I think should happen, I would be looking at honestly like 6 cents. But in the median of that, I think that you're likely to come down here and test this. I think the 11 cents, 11.5 cents area, I think that's really good. I think that you'll likely stair step. Just make a prediction. I don't think that that's low to the top. I think that we kind of go sideways here, and then we have another one. It's just really rare that you see a sell-off like this just get picked back up and you just go to all-time highs. Like, that just doesn't happen that often. Again, it could. This is why we have our systems. But as for now, there's nothing that you can do. You should be in a short here. That would be a tiny bit underwater right now, which I would not have a problem with. You're not above your 13 EMA, so the right position, I think, currently would be to short into this buying.
All right. There's your look at crypto.com. Want to get into the next one? We have ICP next. Same question. Where's a good spot to pick up? Elivians, get ready. Gonna go deploy that test in just a moment.
Is there any more for ICP anywhere? A little bit more. Nothing to do. It looks like the rest of the market coming up on past resistance here. Again, the same thing. I wish I had more data to see if this could go potentially even lower. I would look, if you were interested in picking this up, you could probably pick it up around $32. If you had a close below that 26, this low, the lowest low, I think that would be a good indicator that this has likely got more downside to it. But as of now, nothing to do with it. If you're in a short, I think that you would already hit some take profits. That's kind of the shitty part about it, is with Sol, we got so close to hitting that TP1 on that sell up to 39, and then we just got sucked all the way back up. And that's just how it goes sometimes. It sucks. But
Indeed. All right.
nothing to do
Nothing to
here with
do here.
ICP.
All right.
I would be looking for that. I would be looking for that $32 range.
All right, $32. There is your look at ICP. Shout out to Profit Bear. All right. I see another comment here. Somebody just mentioned Jason's screen keeps blanking out. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm
I think it's
trying.
my computer.
No. It's something to do with my setup. Like normally, I can navigate away. I can drop focus from Discord, guys, because I'm obviously, in several other programs. I usually leave Discord in the background, and I let the analysts do their thing. And the screen never loses focus, even when I'm not focused directly on it. But today, for some reason, if I don't have Discord open front and center, it turns gray. So every time I tab over to do something in another window, I think you guys are seeing gray background. So that's the problem today. Very sorry, guys. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. I'm trying to troubleshoot it. In fact, what I will do, Jason, just hang tight for 1 second. I'm going to restart my Discord and see if this does anything. All right.
I'm quite sure what to do with my hands.
Let's, well, I'll tell you in a second. All right, restarted Discord. With any luck, we will hopefully I fixed that little issue, guys. Thanks for bearing with me today. Sometimes you gotta troubleshoot brokenness on the fly. All right, enough of that. I'm gonna introduce the next request. Is one of the last requests of the day, and then of course we will get into the chest. Yes, the DLive chest comes your way in just a minute. All right, 1 second. Just last thing. Perfect. Let's get to the final request, and it is of course LYXE, LYXE for Rolo Maxim.
This looks super interesting, to be honest with you. This is the weekly. I think that you're likely to keep stair-stepping up like this. This is a very interesting chart right here. The daily, the one thing that I would have is we are getting a continuation today, which I like. But if you close below this level of, let's see, the open of 24.28, I think that you should likely not take it. You could take the chance if you want, but I wouldn't, just considering it's underneath resistance. The weekly looks very interesting here, but we got quite a bit of time left. If you closed like this, it would be a hanging man candle on the weekly, which usually is a bearish thing. But if we got that close above on the daily, I think that you could likely take this to new levels. This is a super interesting chart. I think it looks very bullish. There's nothing keeping you from this besides the resistance here and where the rest of the market is. That's the only reason why it would give me pause. You are right up on historical resistance, and closing below this isn't very good evidence that we're going to continue up through. But other than that, we are getting crossovers. Rising explosion level, WADA likes it, and you don't even need WADA for continuation, so that's good as well. I always like extra. But yeah, if you get a close above that 24.28, then I think that this is game on. And I mean, let's see. Let's just very quickly. Is it? Why did that go so sideways? Do it. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, there we go. Go look at this. Just do a quick trend-based fib extension because there's just not enough data here for you. I mean, we'll keep this on there, but this is where you'd be targeting. I mean, the next thing I'd probably be targeting $68 if you got that. So interesting chart for sure. Wait for the close today, but if you close below that, just either reduce some risk or I wouldn't take it. Just be patient. Because if the rest of the market starts to sell off, there's no way this is going up. In my opinion. This next few days is probably going to be a struggle between the bulls and the bears. Sometimes it's best not to even trade that because you'll get yourself in trouble looking at lower time frames and then switching your positions, and then it can be really stressful trading that way, and I don't advise it at all, because once you're mentally out of the game or not in the your perfect mental state, you're just going to start making mistake after mistake, and it's a domino effect. You'll lose so much money so much faster than you realize.
Indeed, well said there. DeLivians, get ready. I'm going to open the chest in about 30 seconds. Probably around the time you hear this statement, you should be heading on over there. In the back of my mind, I'm still trying to figure out, this is driving me crazy. This has never done this before. The screen keeps turning gray whenever I navigate away from the screen. Like, really, what is going on? Dear DLive. Or dear OBS, dear Discord. Get ready. I'm gonna go click that distribution now. You guys have been warned. Let me see if I can't put it up on screen, but this is really trying to grind my gears today. Can't seem to have more than one screen up at a time without this freezing. Very, very weird.
I'll be curious to see if the dollar does react off of this. It's been doing some wacky things on lower time frames, not normal. But if we get that blow up through, then we're going to get the sell off on Bitcoin that I think that will likely happen. But if we go up, I'll gladly be wrong, like I said.
Yeah, that'd work for me.
Make money all plays.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's have a look. Big shout outs to our winners today. Rhino TD and Crypto Jenny taking the top spots. Any Word, ETH1 and Jag taking the 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, guys, didn't have that many lemons to deposit today. We are pretty much running on, lemon fumes here. If you do want to help out, deposit some more lemons.
Plant some lemon trees.
Go get your mom's credit card and buy as many lemons as you can on this platform. Send them all to us. Joke, guys, don't do that. But there you have it. There is your analysis for today. The DLive chest has been opened, and I still have this niggling problem that I'm gonna have to tackle. Really driving me nuts. Cannot figure out why the screen keeps going gray like this. What a day, what a day. But it's just one of those days. But here we are. I think we're at the end of the show, guys. We have pretty much covered all the requests. Actually, hold on, there's one more here. Yes, somebody was saying, yo, don't forget about me. Let's go see who that is. Let's see here, let's see. We fix phones and tablets. Orlando Park says, squeeze me in, please. Can you take a look at BTC USD shorts and longs? Oh, is this the short-long ratio? Jason, do you know how to look up the short-long ratio?
I'm sure I could just Google it, but it's not something I ever look at.
Yeah, Google Bitcoin short-to-long ratio. Does anybody know how you can pull up Bitcoin long-short ratio on TradingView? I think one of the shortcuts brings that up. If you know the shortcut for BTC USD long-short ratio on TradingView, please drop it in the live chat, guys. Jason, find the site to run this down. I'm pretty sure you can pull it up on TradingView, though, if you know the code.
I got something here. Let's just see longs. I don't know if this is this just for one exchange or? Yeah, again, this is not something that I usually use.
Not something Jason generally looks at, so I'm not sure if it'd be amiss to comment.
To be honest with you, I don't use that stuff because I feel like it gives me a lot of noise that I don't need. I can get most of the information that I need out of the charts. I don't really need to know what other people are doing. And to be honest with you, most of the time when people use that, they use it wrong. I mean, it doesn't help them at all. It just makes them question their own positions. And what I do, I try to do the least amount to not question my positions, because the more you think about it, the more analysis paralysis you put yourself in, the harder it can be to hold on to positions.
Indeed, indeed, that is the case. And yeah, Jason, you definitely don't like cluttering, or overly
Keep it simple, stupid.
yeah,
That's how I do it.
don't want to be
And to
overwhelmed.
be honest with you, I've been doing this 2.5 years now, pretty well. And it's another thing. I don't look at any news. I don't, like, of course I'll hear news and stuff like that, but I'm not going to look for news, because I think all news, to be honest with you, when it reacts to the market, is reactionary. You usually get the move before people start reporting on it. Or I will notice when like people are getting too overly bullish, like when the markets are saying to buy this or buy that, or this is going to 100K, or like we've been hearing this a lot lately in the news, or people like 100K, and like even like people are writing stories about it. I'm like, this is the time when we get bucked. So that's why I'm not really expecting too much more pressure than this. I think that we'll come up here and fail, but if we don't, then we don't. I think basically just keep trading the trend, and the trend right now is to the downside. We're below all baselines. I don't care what you use, and I use a pretty tight one, the 13. Like Alex uses the 60 hole, and we're still even below the 13. So
all right. Well, I did in fact get to the bottom of this BTC USD longs thing. Jason, if this is something you want to at least entertain very briefly, if you go to TradingView and you type in the ticker BTC USD space longs,
and then divide
by BTC USD shorts, of course, on Bitfinex. I think if you press enter,
yep,
you'll get both. All right, let me put that on screen, guys.
They want me to upgrade.
Oh, sorry guys, Jason won't be able to split them.
No, I can still look at the daily. This, to me, it looks like this would go down. I mean, you got a lot of different things down here that I think that you would come down and test these levels. This doesn't look strong, and you got a continuation short on that, so that would mean that likely shorts are going to win out, if that's how I'm understanding this.
Realistically, we need to be comparing the ratio between the two of them and trying to determine maybe which way the market is positioned, right? Which way are people stacking the positions up? But from what I've observed in the past, the long to short ratio can kind of flip on the fly, right? The order book gets reshuffled very quickly when the market starts making a dramatic move, right? But
well, like with just in consideration of what we've had on the last hourly on Bitcoin, there are probably so many new traders that got just so excited about this last candle and all went long right here, and now they're already starting to get hammered. We could get a bounce off of this resistance level and then keep going up, but that's just not if you trade like that, you're going to get crushed eventually, because that way of trading is just aping in and hoping number go up. Right. And that's just not how it works.
All right, guys. Sorry we couldn't do the BTC USD short long ratio more justice, but it's not quite. Jason.
Sure, Alex could have. That's not something that I use though.
Yep, maybe Alex would be more suited for this. And somebody asked earlier, where's Justin? Is he coming back? Yeah, guys, we did feature him in the live chat.
In the middle of moving.
Yeah, he's in the middle of moving, guys. So yes, Justin is in fact returning to the show, guys. Well, maybe not in his former capacity.
Maybe not the show per se, but like at least the group and the premium group and everything. Like he's going to be a lot more active.
Yes, he's.
And then whether he gets on the show or not, that's up in the air. But we don't want to push him.
Yep, exactly. He's got plenty to stay busy with, guys, and we'll give him plenty of opportunity to focus. Yep. But really, yes, will you see return to the show? Maybe not quite in yield form, guys, but you know how you know, we've made some changes since gone. Kind of like the new format of the show. Yes, there's still some more things to change that are actually still pending, but once we do get the return of Justin, we will in fact probably switch around the current show formula, guys. So at the moment, you know, you're kind of already used to the three of us on most days. We're probably gonna change it around a little bit. We'll have days where it's gonna be maybe just Alex here. Other days will be just Jason, and maybe days where it's going to be, yes, Justin fielding up the TA and the requests. Of course, I will be riding shotgun on most days. Indeed, it will be great to see Justin around. Indeed, the guy's he's had his break. He's kind of, I guess, ready to get back to work. Like just Jason mentioned, he is currently moving, right? So just, you know, things are in a transitionary state right now, but he is indeed on his way back. Look forward to hosting future shows with Justin alongside, guys. I think we like the new format, you know, if you can call it that. We like the existing format, and we just want to fit Justin into it, and that's it.
Yep, and with time, I will eventually get better at this as well.
Jason, you do a decent job. Your results speak for themselves. You know, you do things differently than Alex, but nonetheless, we do appreciate your insights, which you can bring.
To me, that's one of the most beautiful things about trading, is it can be done so many different ways. Of course, like the discipline and all that stuff needs to be there, but in the sense of trading, it can be done so many different ways, and you just got to find your edge.
Yes, sir. All right, it's time to head out the door, guys. I have to figure out why the screen keeps going gray. This is driving me nuts. Was it an update to Windows? Was it an update to OBS? Was it an update to Discord? Something went awry earlier, and now look where I am. With that said, guys, we're out of here. It's 2:20. Everybody have a great rest of the Thursday afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow for the Friday installment of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update series. In the meantime, check out that premium. And you know where to find us.
Do you know, we'll have to get with Mr. Ether today to see whether he wants to do that live on the show tomorrow or...
Right, Mr. Ether is giving away 50 large American dollars. I'll buy you a lot of Happy Meals and Big Mac combos. Very generous, Mr. Ether. And indeed, we'll touch base with Mr. Ether, and in fact, maybe we can get Mr. Ether on to the show tomorrow. Would be cool to have him, because I think Alex is still going to be traveling. He's still going to have things to attend to tomorrow. Yep. Probably just going to be Jason and I. Mr. Ether, you want to be our Friday guest?
Yeah, why not?
Maybe announce the big winner of the big giveaway. That'd be cool. Mr. Ether, we love you so much, and
why not spice it up? I like that idea. Let's have him on tomorrow if we can.
Word. Same goes to the audience. Much love to you guys. We will be back tomorrow. Out, y'all.
Goodbye.